Everyone knows the Titanic hit an iceberg. But here's the truth. The iceberg didn't have to sink the ship. A chain of mistakes, bad decisions, and pure human arrogance turned a survivable accident into one of the deadliest disasters in history. If just a few things had been done differently, Titanic might still exist today. Here are the top 10 reasons the Titanic sank and how it could have survived. Watch till the end, because the number one mistake still shocks maritime experts to this day. Number 10. Sailing too fast in iceberg waters. The Titanic was moving at nearly full speed, around 22 knots, despite receiving multiple iceberg warnings. Just slowing down would have given the lookouts precious extra reaction time. Even a few seconds could have changed everything. The survival fix? Simple. Slow down in dangerous waters. But back then, speed mattered more than safety. Number 9. Ignored ice warnings. Several ships in the area tried to warn Titanic about the heavy ice ahead. Some of those crucial messages never even reached the captain. Others were simply ignored. Why? The ship's wireless operators were busy sending personal messages for the wealthy passengers instead of prioritizing navigation warnings. The survival fix was to prioritize safety messages. But for the White Star Line, luxury passengers came first. Number 8. No binoculars for the lookouts. Can you believe it? The crew stationed high up in the crow's nest, whose entire job was to spot danger, had no binoculars. They were accidentally locked away in a cabinet, and the person with the key had left the ship before it even departed. As a result, the iceberg was spotted far too late. The survival fix: ensure your lookouts have the proper equipment. A single missing key ended up costing 1,500 lives. Number 7. Weak steel in freezing temperatures. The steel used to build Titanic's hull became brittle in the icy Atlantic water. So when the ship struck the iceberg, the hull plates didn't bend or deform, they cracked and fractured. Modern ships use much stronger steel alloys that can handle extreme cold. The survival fix was to use better materials. But in 1912, the science behind cold water metal failure just wasn't understood yet. Number 6. The rivets that failed. It wasn't just the steel plates. Key parts of Titanic's hull were held together with weaker iron rivets instead of stronger steel ones. During the impact, many of these rivets popped right out, causing the seams between the hull plates to open up. Water rushed in much faster than anyone had anticipated. The survival fix: use stronger rivets throughout the entire ship. But cost-cutting measures made the difference between a secure hull and a fatal breach. Number 5. Turning instead of hitting head-on. In a desperate attempt to avoid disaster, the crew tried to steer the massive ship around the iceberg. But this maneuver caused a long, glancing blow, a scrape that sliced open multiple compartments along the side of the hull. Ironically, if Titanic had hit the iceberg head-on, only 1 or 2 compartments might have flooded, and the ship was designed to survive that. The survival fix: a direct collision may have actually saved it. The instinct to avoid impact made things so much worse. Number 4. Lifeboats for only half the people. This is one of the most tragic facts. Titanic carried enough lifeboats for only about half of the people on board. At the time, maritime safety laws were completely outdated. They were based on the ship's tonnage, not its passenger capacity. To make matters worse, during the chaos, many of the lifeboats that were launched were only half full. The survival fix: enough lifeboats for everyone and proper evacuation training. Hundreds of people died simply because there was no space for them. Number 3. The watertight compartments were flawed. Titanic was famous for its system of watertight compartments, which was supposed to keep it afloat even if several were breached. But there was a critical design flaw. The walls of these compartments, the bulkheads, didn't extend high enough. As water flooded the forward sections of the ship, it filled up, and then spilled over the top into the next compartment, and then the next, like water pouring over an ice cube tray. The survival fix: build higher, fully sealed bulkheads. This one design flaw sealed the ship's fate. Number 2. A nearby ship didn't respond in time. There was another ship, the SS Californian, that was close enough to see the Titanic and potentially rescue its passengers. But its radio operator had gone to bed for the night. The crew on the Californian's deck saw Titanic's distress rockets being fired into the sky but tragically misinterpreted them as celebratory fireworks. By the time they realized what was happening, it was hours too late. The survival fix: a mandatory 24-hour radio watch. Hundreds of people could have been saved. And the number one reason the Titanic sank: overconfidence in an unsinkable ship. The Titanic was marketed and believed to be unsinkable. The crew, The passengers, even the builders, believed the hype. This fatal arrogance led to a cascade of bad decisions, ignoring warnings, delaying the evacuation, and a general lack of urgency. Caution was replaced by confidence. The survival fix: treat every voyage, no matter how advanced the ship, as potentially dangerous. Confidence blinded everyone on board. And that's the real story of why the Titanic sank. Here's the haunting truth. Titanic didn't sink because of one single mistake. It sank because of many small ones, all lining up in a perfect storm of disaster. And tragedies like this still happen today when people, companies, and governments ignore the warning signs. So the real question is, what modern Titanics are we ignoring right now? Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history.